Well, a very good evening to you. Follow Everton. I'm Ryan. I'm the channel host, and tonight I've got a wonderful person with me. It's Mr. Mabbsy. How are you,
Hello.
Mabs?
Yeah, good. Just everyone will be pleased to know that this wallpaper's going. I have a new studio and moving home, so just being built up the wall with that. And also the points deduction saga continues as well. So
Will
other
you
than
have
that,
will you have some Everton flags and memorabilia on that back wall, or will it be sparkly pink wallpaper?
no, well it's sage green. So we'll make sure get some. I've got me Everton mishmatch or I'm a Everton shirt, so there will be memorabilia going up.
I've actually got an Everton mishmash under in the. I think I chucked it out. I never bothered framing it. So thought,
You know what though? I've never opened it, and I just think I'm going to get that framed because it is proper boss. So.
yeah. Welcome to the stream. Sorry for the delay, guys. Mabbsy didn't charge his laptop, which caused a slight delay. And so we're back now. Mabbsy's got a proper microphone. He sounds a lot clearer. I'm halfway between getting my setup changed, but I'm sure you can hear me bright and clear, and you can see me nice and clear. So we're talking about Everton versus Brighton. We're going to the Amex Stadium. Last season we beat the Amex card football club 5-1. Everyone had written us off, and we pulled off a great result. Mabbsy, Everton haven't won in 9 games, haven't scored a goal from open play in 850 minutes. We've got the points deduction looming over. Let's not make this a points deduction show, please, like a lot of our shows turn into. But it is infuriating. It's frustrating because Everton possibly would go into this game with a lot less pressure if they had those 10 points, whereas now they're in a lot of pressure to get something, but they're not on good form and they're not scoring any goals.
Well, this is the thing. You say, well, we're trying to make it a points deduction thing. Well, I obviously will try, but we've got to talk about the elephants in the room. Yeah. At the end of the day, it's affecting the players, it's affecting the fans, it's affecting the club, and also it's affecting the league because no one knows their actual true position at the present moment in time, as well as us. And that makes sense.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, yeah. But anyway, right. The saga continues. I'm fuming over it. I'm checking X or Twitter and Facebook. Nothing. And like every other blue is.
Well, I'm going to go over to some of the things that I thought I'd wrote about Sean Dyche's press conference, but they seem to have disappeared off my iPad, so now I'm at fault. But he was asked about an update on the points deduction and said there was no news. It could be the end of February. He said the players aren't really thinking about it, but are you feeding back onto me or am I feeding back onto you?
Might be. Is that I can't hear any feedback.
Yeah, you have to wear headphones basically.
Right.
In the future, because it comes out the mic. When I speak, it comes out your laptop speaker and then comes back through the mic, and then it just creates a vicious circle. Does that make sense?
Yeah, my bad.
But I think it's okay. It's not too loud. In the comments, if it is, let us know. What was it talking about? He said the players aren't really thinking about it too much, but in the back of their minds. The way I read that, Mabbsy, was if they absolutely are thinking about this points deduction. But if he comes and starts moaning about it and puts a lot of pressure and a lot of emphasis on it, it's not going to have a good impact on the players. So I read it as he's downplayed it, but kind of also just hinted to the fact that they are. What did you make of that?
Yeah, I think it's hard not to as a player because at the end of the day, you just don't. I think they are still thinking about it. You can tell on Monday night that they were thinking about it. You know what I mean? And so, it's not only that. We've got the worry about 777. Capitalised Macheau's gone AWOL. And I think he's trying to shield them in a way, but I think they are thinking they've got to be thinking about it, surely. Everyone else is, it's out, not of the press, is it?
Yeah, moving on. He was asked about the lack of goal scoring and his defensive record. Everton's defensive record, by the way, guys, is as good as Aston Villa's. I think he mentioned Arsenal as well, but Everton have only conceded 33 goals a season. It's a very high record. Mabbsy, it's not Watershed, but there's kids watching.
Right, okay.
I'm only joking. 33 goals conceded defensively this season. A very strong record, Mabbsy. Before I divulge into that on the attacking side of it, do we sacrifice attacking edge for the defensive, or is the defensive solidity down to high quality individuals? What I'm trying to say is it the individuals being very, very good defensively and we're trying to attack, or are we sacrificing something about our attacking play, and that's why we're solid?
I think I think we're the attacking. I think we are. Let's look at that. I mean, Mykolenko can be good. Ashley Young is, like 39. So, Seamus Coleman's been out for God knows how long.
I don't know what you're looking at, Mabbsy. I'm over here.
No, sorry. I'm just trying thinking.
Oh, sorry.
But yeah, can you still hear me? But is that okay?
Yeah, mate.
I'm just really conscious about the mic.
Do you think it's I think it's a combination of both. I think we've got very good defenders, but I think we sacrifice so much going forward to be solid. I think Mykolenko is just dropped off. The reason I'm bringing this up, and I will come on to the attacking play in a moment. If you look at Chris's Aussie Chris's stream, all the way from America, although he's Australian, we had the Midnight Blues post-match show.
That still confuses me.
Yeah. We'll get to that. But there's going to be loads more content coming out from our two gents in America. Will be shows broadcast 11 or 12 o'clock at night in the UK, but it'll be early over there. So there'll be content coming out all the time. But anyway, in his show, he had a heat map after the Crystal Palace game. Mabbsy Mykolenko, his heat map was... So he never gets beyond kind of the line. If you imagine this is the box,
yeah,
and this is the line where the box starts, and if you were to draw that across the pitch, he never crosses into the little quadrant in the corner where he can get balls in. Same on the other side with Ben Godfrey. And actually, if you look at the wingers, Dwight McNeil and Ashley Young, neither of them get into very deep, advanced positions to cross the ball. They were always taking an early cross. It's very, very easy for a defender to clear it. They're facing the ball. There's nothing. We're worried about it going behind them. The keeper's there. But when you get further into the byline, you pull it back. The defenders are facing their own goal. The strikers can head it in forward instead of constantly looking that way and then trying to twist their head. It's a no-brainer. I mean, I'm getting angry thinking about it, really. And Mabbsy, if you look at the quality of the chances that Everton are getting, yes, they should score them, but they're not easy chances all the time because Calvert-Lewin's looking one way for the cross because it's coming from a deeper place, and then he's got to twist and face the goal. Whereas if Mykolenko crosses it from further out, from further towards the goal, and it's coming back, you can head it in. And the wingers have got no pace and they've got no skill. We're not trying anything to try and get around players. In previous times, you might have another midfielder come across to make a 3v2 situation. We always leave it 1v1 or 2v2. So McNeil hasn't got the pace or the speed, the legs to really get past someone. Same with Ashley. So you look at that, you can argue on the other thought, yes, we're defending very well, but it's almost like they're too cautious to go further forward because they're worried about that defensive side of the game. And I think we need to throw caution to the wind because, yeah, we could go through 3 games and get 3 draws, but we could win 1, draw 1 and lose 1, or win 1 and lose 2, and it's the same difference. And also the risk versus reward is probably higher because the individuals we've got defensively are good, but we're just not prepared to take any risks.
Is Dyche that sort of manager that is prepared to take that risk?
No, and that's why I don't want
to. That's the issue we've got.
I'm becoming disinterested, as the Blues are saying here in the comments. He says it's very easy to stop our wingers from getting to the byline. They're not quick enough. But also, I just think the instructions are basically to cross from quite early positions and for the fullbacks to not get forward. And then if you're playing with 2 number 6s, 2 defensive fullbacks, where are your goals coming from? So he was asked about the goals, and his response was it should be shared out amongst the team. It's not just the striker's responsibility. Again, Mabbsy taking.
Well, that's what a striker's paid for. At the end of the day, if your striker's, he's trying to take the heat off DCL, obviously. But at the end of the day, regardless of the goals should come from everywhere. Absolutely, they should, and I agree with that comment. But I also agree they should be coming from the strikers, and they're not. And I think it is time to give someone else, Chimiti or Dobbin up front.
And Dobbin against Palace would have given us an injection of unpredictability and pace on that right-hand side. I don't quite understand why you go with Young and Godfrey. Without making this a show about the Palace game, which was well documented, moving forward against...
what I'm trying to get at is that we need a change for the Brighton game, because DCL, for whatever's happening in his life or what has happened going on, he's not scoring. And that's the striker's job, surely.
Yeah, actually, he won 17 aerial duels against Crystal Palace. He had a good performance. Should have scored again. The quality of the chance, in my opinion, doesn't look to the eye particularly good, But I would say, offensively, when Dyche was asked about Calvert-Lewin, he said, he's on a run of fitness. Played well against Palace, but isn't scoring. Obviously, I think it's 18 games without a goal. It's very worrying. Neil Maupay has actually scored more goals than all three of Everton's strikers, Beto, Chimiti, and Calvert-Lewin. Would I rather have Neil Maupay? Probably not. But could he have played that second striker role when Doucouré was injured? I think absolutely he could have done that job, and would have been more effective than the others. But Calvert-Lewin, I know he's trying to take the pressure off him, but he's got to start bagging. And look, last time he didn't score against Brighton, but he was imperative in that 5-1 win. The difference is we just had a different level of determination and endeavour against Brighton last year, whereas against Palace, it was almost like pre-season. We were waiting for something to happen. We only started to get going after 75 minutes, and we can't do that against Brighton, Mabbsy, because they're a good team. They'll pick us off.
Yeah, totally. And it seems to be when we're on the back foot on towards the end of the game, we suddenly wake up, and we can't. You can't do that. Can't be doing that. It's getting to it. It is starting to take the mick a bit now. Really.
Well, we were very good against Brighton last year because we pressed high. We robbed the ball back in very high up the pitch and was punishing them in transitional areas. But if you look at Everton's recent results since Doucouré came in and out, Everton are not getting up the pitch to press. They're not getting the numbers forward. They're not getting the players pinning on opposition. They're not winning the ball high up. The tempo has dropped. The quality of chance has dropped. The confidence has dropped. The style of play seems to be unclear. Brighton are, showing a lot of quality. Would you try and approach the game the same as last time, or would you do it different this time? Because we've effectively got the same players. They've lost a couple. They've lost McAllister and Calcedo.
You know what? I just don't think we have the quality to. Do you think we have the quality to try something different?
I think we'd be stupid.
The problem is, as I say, the defenders are doing their jobs, and I get. Digne was very good. Remember, Digne, he was very good of coming up, but he was very poor defensively.
Myth. I think a lot of that was he was a bit more exposed. Mykolenko is very well protected. Mykolenko is a better out-and-out defender. But if you ask me who I'd rather have, I'd have Lucas Dean every day. I'd rather have a fullback that can defend, but also, contribute something. Because if you look at how they just don't do anything, our fullbacks, Mabbsy. It doesn't matter who plays there. And I know Mykolenko's good at blocking the ball, but you don't seem to see him get out and stop crosses. And I don't know. I'd be intrigued to see the stats. Mabs, I'm going to look at Brighton's recent results. I personally don't think we changed anything from how we played last season, but we have changed in the last few weeks. We are not doing the same things that were so effective last season against Brighton, and we have to try and restore that for this game. I would probably go for the team that's just as close to last season. We'll come to starting 11 in a moment.
Yeah.
Brighton have come back on a 5-0 win against Sheffield United, courtesy of Everton legend Mason Holgate. Officially the second longest serving player at Everton Football Club. Before that, though, they did lose narrowly to Tottenham Hotspur. They trounced Crystal Palace at home, something we were unable to do. But they were battered at Luton 4-0, Mabbsy. So they're not completely they're not completely invincible. They got a draw with Wolves, a draw with West Ham, both 0-0s. They did beat Spurs in the reverse fixture in December. They drew with Palace away. It's not, and they lost to Arsenal. They drew with Burnley. They're beatable, Mabbsy. They're beatable.
They are beatable, but when you look at, say, Luton, for example, compared to us, and I hate it's unimaginable for you to say this, they're playing better football than us at the present moment in time. That absolutely, there's been a step change for that club, and they're actually now up in the game, so to speak. And I just think if it depends what everything you get. It depends if the players can be asked on the day at the moment in time, and I just don't get it. I don't understand the difference. But you know what I'm saying, though, don't you?
The Blues is saying, "Behave, Mabbsy." One of our VIP members, Emma EFC Branthwaite, will have a better tally than DCL by the end of the season. Thank you, Emma. What is the VIP membership? Let me tell you. If you go to youtube.com/follow Everton/join, you can join and become a VIP member. No, there is no exclusive content. I'm not trying to sell you a dream. We don't have that yet. But it is basically a glorified donation into the channel kitty, which will improve the quality of the stream. We'll be able to get a higher resolution stream, which will help us massively. And also new equipment. We've got Chad and Aussie Chris just on board. And so that's what it does. And you get a lovely badge. Look at this. Next to your name, it says you're VIP. The badge changes every month. The colour will change and gradually you'll become gold Everton badge displaying on there. So get your VIP membership.
Emma and everyone else.
Thank you so much for everyone who supported us.
But as I say, and again, need to reiterate, it's absolutely, don't feel that you have to.
No, it's basically a glorified donation.
There's no pressure whatsoever.
Yeah, it's basically a glorified donation, but the content is free. It always will be. No disclaimer on that in case we get someone hyperboles us and says we should make it. But we intend for it to be free, but obviously we need support. At the moment, everything comes out of my personal pocket for this channel, and it is just a hobby. Right. Let's move on. Brighton proven they're beatable. Everton haven't got any results. In a way, the pressure's off. If we'd have the 10 points back, I think we'd go into this game needing 2 wins to survive, probably. And I can assure you, I'm confident we'd probably grab them quite quickly because it would just be like, lads, get you 2 wins. We'll be fine. Pressure's off. Let's go and play some good football and try some new things. But instead, it's all of this worry. It's all this stress. We've got to watch Luton games. Last night, Mabbsy in particular, I decided to switch off and play 7 aside, but it was hard, wasn't it?
It was horrible.
You kind of want Luton to lose and Liverpool to lose.
Absolutely.
Liverpool.
But better than 2. Unfortunately, as I said in the group chat, better than 2 evils, and sleeping in the comments. But yeah, I was supporting Liverpool last night, and I because you know what, I love Everton more than I hate Liverpool ever, and I'd actually make no apology for that.
I think I hate Liverpool, and I hate Everton.
But it's love-hate with Everton, though. That's the issue.
Shouldn't be. It's meant to be fun. I was going to say, okay, Brighton, Matoma, great player, Danny Welbeck, Lewis Dunk. They've got some quality players across the pitch. They're going to be hard to stop. They robbed us of the draw thanks to Ashley Young's own goal at Goodison. We should have beaten them 1-0. A very narrow result. I believe Lewis Dunk scored a wonder goal, which got ruled out for the fractional offside. But Brighton could pick us apart. I think Everton will stay in a good defensive shape and try and spring some counter-attacks. Can we do that with McNeil, Calvert-Lewin, Decore coming from deep? Not with their pace, but if Brighton overcommit and overexpose. So the way to do that is to nick an early goal, let them come on to us and try and punish them with a third and fourth again. Will it happen? I'll be honest, Mabbsy, I'd be surprised. I do expect possibly a 1-1 draw in this game. But I would like to know your team if that's possible. And everyone in the viewers, please get your teams in now and your predictions.
I'd probably go with the same team, to be honest with you, because on paper that's a great team. Obviously, I would have to drop DCL. No word of a lie.
It's a big one.
You can't keep playing him. You can't just keep playing him. He's not scoring. Okay, yeah, he's getting the positions, but he's not scoring. We keep going. He'll get a goal, and then the hoodoo off his back. But then he gets a goal like 1 in a billion, and then nothing changes.
If the quality of the chance isn't great, though, as I said, the crosses are always coming from deep, twisting his head. And I feel like he's feeling the pressure now. And yeah, I'm not defending him to the point where he's exonerated. He should have scored goals. He had the one at Spurs ruled out that shouldn't have been. He had the one taken off him by Jack Harrison. You could, but he's got to start taking the chances he does get. I really don't give two hoots about his overall game as long as he scores. And I think then when you don't score and your overall game sucks, like it has done in previous weeks before Palace, I think that's a real problem. Let's get Matty's comment here. Got Pickford, Coleman, Tarky, Jared, Maiko, Onana, Garner, Decore, Harrison, McNeil, DCL. And you know what? That's the exact team. I'm just checking. Yeah, that's my team. I wouldn't do what Mabbsy said and keep the same team. I wouldn't be, apart from DCL, I wouldn't play Young and I wouldn't play Ben Godfrey in this match. I think we're going to sit quite deep. You're going to need to have your best 1v1 defenders. And I think Seamus Coleman is a very good 1v1 defender. I think if we're chasing the game and we need to push up a little bit, then Ben Godfrey would be quite useful to come on. But for me, I'd go with that exact team. With Onana and James Garner and Decore, Harrison, McNeil, DCL. That will be the team. I've got no doubt tomorrow that will be the team, on Saturday. And we'll get a 1-1 draw. Get your predictions in, guys. What do you think the score will be? Make sure you like this video right now. Hit that like button. If you're on YouTube, Facebook, X, wherever you are, hit the like button. And make sure you subscribe. We're going to have some more content coming up. He can't time his runs properly. Mabbsy, that's a good point. I'm glad you brought that up. He always looks like he's slightly late to it, and the same with Beto.
Yeah, I you know what? I think I would drop him. I think I would just put Beto on. Just start Beto. Give him a chance.
Beto.
I say Chimity. I've always mentioned Chimity, but he needs more time before he can start. But let him out. Let him have a run. I'll come on as a sub, but I think DCL does need dropping personally. But
I think Beto would relish the space that Brighton leave in behind them and to the side of them, and this would be an ideal game for him. But do I think he will start? No. I think he'll go with Calvert-Lewin. I do agree with what Peter said, one of our most loyal viewers. Peter, spot on. The attacking position, not getting in the right positions, not getting there before he needs to be, and often reacting too slow or not anticipating it. And I think that's why the chances aren't quite with the level of conviction. Eugene, hi Eugene. He's gone with a 4-1 win for Everton against Brighton. He says it's a Beto hat-trick this time and Dwight McNeil to score. He's asking, would we sell Calvert-Lewin? I'd probably be looking for another centre-forward again. Unfortunately, we've just agreed to pay £28 million for Beto, who doesn't look like he's going to hit the barn door with a banjo, although the offside goal he scored a couple of weeks ago, he did take that very well. Ollie Larson. Hi, Ollie. If you're not already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button for us now. And guys, please tell your mates and try and get the sub count up. It's stalled a little bit, unfortunately. So we want to get some new people on. Give us some support. He said DCL will take us down. If you wanted to start every game, don't complain when we get relegated. Better.
I think he's right, but at the end of the day, it's still all dependent on what happens off the field. And you know what I mean? This is crazy. How crazy is it? We're in towards the end of February, yeah, and we still don't know anything.
No, the integrity of the league is gone.
Confidence breeds confidence. You know what? If they give us back our points, which I hope they do, but I just got a sneaking suspicion that it's going to be bad news. I've got a sneaking suspicion that it'll trickle out at Friday, trickle out tomorrow at 5 p.m. when the Premier League have gone home. So they don't have to deal with it until Monday, and then the few will hopefully
Saturday just during the football matches.
What?
No, it'll be probably right at the end of the month. It's very annoying. And this is Davey Weston says he watched a video of Beto's goals at Udinese the other day. Most of his goals in the 6-yard box. Yes, but also a lot of transitional goals and balls in behind 1v1. The league is slow. It's probably less pressure, less intensity. He knows that. He's going to take time to adapt. I think it eventually will just click for him. But we're not getting the ball in the 6-yard box. We're not delivering those chances anymore. But at the same time, when they have come, Mabbsy, Beto squandered them. I think Fulham away, headed over from 1 yard. Yeah. And on that bombshell, I think we'll wrap up with these last couple of comments. Peter Duggan, he's gone with Patterson at right back. Otherwise, the team looks very similar to mine, but he's gone with Dobbin up front. I don't really think Dobbin's going to be able to lead the line, hold the ball up on his own, but if he can time his run and we play for the 1v1s, could be quite an interesting thought. Dobbin in your team, perhaps, Mabbsy, at all?
I think again on the bench, but you know what? I'd be giving them, put him in as an impact player. I'd be putting him towards the end of the game, give him a bit of a run out.
I'll be honest. In this game, if it wasn't Brighton, I'd be bringing in Dan Juma and Dobbin on the wings, and Calvert-Lewin be dropped for Beto, and that would be what I would do. But just because we beat them 5-1 last season with this exact team, this is the team that I'd go for. Final comment from Stephen Smith. Hi, Stephen. He says starting 11 won't matter in any upcoming games until Master Mob deletes. He's saying the games are redundant, Mabbsy. Do you think that's all down to the mentality of how that works by not knowing where you stand?
Of course it does. At the end of the day, you know, it's and again, I've reiterated the point is this isn't just affecting Everton now. This is affecting everyone in the league because and if you think about this logically, you look at Luton. Yeah, okay, they look quite comfortable, but we get a few points, then they're adrift, aren't they? So yeah. It's not good for anyone, this situation, and especially not good for us. But it's not good for anyone in the league. And you know, as long as this continues, you know, we are going to get the fans going to get antsy, the players are going to feel it, and you know what? I don't blame us. There's not, you know what? This isn't on the fans. I'm not saying it's on the fans because it's not. This is on the corrupt Premier League. This is, you know, sorted out. We just need to know one way or the other where we stand.
Final prediction, please.
Yeah, before you could stop me going on a rant there. 2-1. Everton.
Just every show I watch on Follow Everton, at some point the points deduction comes up.
You know what? Like it's a big, massive thing. It's not. You know, it's like a small thing. It affects everything. It affects every single game.
I know, but it's making everyone depressed. I just want to put it aside.
Everyone is depressed, Ryan. Though everyone is depressed.
I know. I'll be taking this top off the minute the stream ends. Mabs, can I have your prediction?
2-1 to Everton.
Love it. Thank you, guys. Mabbsy, got this from the Everton shop, so now you got your house sorted. May I make a recommendation?
I will see if I can get approval from Hair Indoors.
It's your fucking house.
I know, but
it's your fucking house. I wouldn't have anyone tell me. It's nice as years.
Yeah, you say that to Daz then, yeah.
Get that flag up. Guys, I'm going to ignore what I said. Tomorrow night, at midnight, UK time, Chad and Chris will be having a chit-chat. If you're awake, if you're a night owl, if you want some bedtime...
Can they mention point deduction?
Say again?
Can they mention a point deduction just out of interest?
No. Yeah, of course they can. We don't want to alienate them. We've got plenty of time to alienate them. Until then, wish you a good day.
Up the fucking toffees.
What's happened to my screen? Can you see
I don't know. You subscribe now. That celebration's coming.
When I put 2 thumbs up, it's doing like a thing. Fireworks.
Doesn't happen to me. Oh, no, it does.
Why can't the viewers see that?
Okay, that's quite interesting.
What happens when you do that? Jurgen Klopp appears. Oh, a thumbs down appears. It starts to rain.
Yeah. Who knew?
So you can't see that on me?
No, I can see it. What?
Yeah, but you can see it on you, but you can't see it on me when I do that.
I don't know.
Smash that like button. We'll see you soon.
Up the toffees.
And we will have a new intro soon. Because I hate playing this because 2 people aren't even on the show anymore. Let's start that intro off. Let's do it.
Not started.